Here's a new segment. It's called Best Friend for the Day. And to kick this off, I'm going to talk about O.J. Simpson before the fall. Throughout my career, I've worked with all kinds of people. Some you've heard of, some maybe not. Musicians, politicians, business leaders, preachers, artists, dreamers, hustlers, and ordinary folks whose names never appeared in a newspaper but who left a lasting impression all the same. Many of them became what I think of as my best friend for the day. Not really friends, of course, more like fellow travelers. We crossed paths briefly. We worked together for a few hours or a few days. Then life carried us in different directions. The first person on that list is probably the most famous or infamous, O.J. Simpson. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking, but the story isn't about the murders. Well, not yet. This story is about what it felt like to be around O.J. Simpson before the world changed. You see, back in the early 90s, one of my clients was a company called National Safety Associates, or NSA. They had started by selling home fire protection products and point of use water filtration systems long before those things became common. Like a lot of American companies, they were always looking for the next big thing. That next big thing arrived in the form of a powdered blend of fruits and vegetables that eventually became a product called Juice Plus. The company believed in it. The distributors were not so sure. Then came OJ. In January of 1994, NSA brought him to Memphis to introduce him as the spokesperson for the product. At the time, O.J. Simpson was one of the most admired people in America. Football legend, movie star, television personality, pitchman. Everybody knew him. More important, everybody liked him. About 500 distributors gathered for the event. O.J. spoke for a few minutes and immediately did what O.J. always seemed to do. He made everybody feel good. I remember him saying that despite years of opportunities, he had only endorsed one major company before, Hertz Rent-A-Car. That mattered to people. It made him selective, authentic. The room leaned in. The thing about OJ was that he carried himself as if the world had always welcomed him. He moved through crowds with an ease that was impossible to miss. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't loud. He was comfortable, and comfort can be a powerful thing. We filmed him, built marketing materials around him, and watched enthusiasm for the product explode. People wanted the story, and O.J. Simpson was one heck of a storyteller. 3 months later, we gathered in Dallas for a massive convention. 6,000 people packed in an arena near Dealey Plaza. O.J. was the keynote speaker that Thursday night. Before the event, he wandered backstage, looked around at the staging, the lighting, all the video equipment, and all the moving parts of a show like that. Then he looked at me. "Wow, Willie," he said. "You put all this together? Man, I'm impressed." Well, that was enough to make my 43-year-old self grow a couple of hat sizes, if you know what I mean. O.J. Simpson was impressed with me, or at least he made me feel that way. Looking back, that may have been his greatest gift, making people feel seen, making people feel special, making people feel like they belonged in his story. That night, he walked onto the stage and gave what remains one of the most effective presentations I've ever seen. He talked about football, Hollywood, business, growing up poor in the Potrero Hill projects of San Francisco. He told stories, he laughed, he connected. For 40 minutes, he held 6,000 people in the palm of his hand. It wasn't an accident, it was mastery. At one point, he described how arthritis had affected him. He said some mornings he struggled to turn the doorknob on his bedroom door. Then he credited Juice Plus for restoring his mobility and helping him feel like himself again. The crowd loved it. Every word landed. At another point, he joked, "I'll tell you how crazy I am. I'm dating my ex-wife." The audience erupted. By then, they would have followed him anywhere. Looking back now, after everything that happened, that line hangs in the air differently than it did then. But on that night, nobody saw danger. Nobody saw darkness. What we saw was O.J. Simpson, the juice. And O.J. Simpson was very, very good at being O.J. Simpson. Next week, I'll tell you about June 1994, the White Bronco, a phone call from Los Angeles, and the day the spell broke.